Welcome back to the channel. This is the Action Figure Grader. This should be a pretty quick video, but I wanted to alert those of you that have some dough to spend that Heritage Auctions has a live online auction right now for vintage Star Wars toys. Some really nice stuff that will kind of breeze through. This is by no means all-encompassing, but I did check on these because, as you saw from my Heritage session update from last month, there was no way to bid online unless you had already bid. So it was very bizarre. This one is a more traditional structure, okay? So you can bid online up to 6 p.m. Central Time, I believe, September 15th. So that's why I put September 15th on there. And then I think at 7 o'clock-ish, the auctions will go final live bidding. So, you know, you don't have to bid ahead of time, but for those of you that want to start tracking some of these items for the September 15th live auction, there's some really nice stuff in here. And, you know, Heritage is a weird animal, right? Sometimes we've seen some items like the, you know, that May session where stuff just went for astronomical prices, well above market value. And then other times some stuff sneaks through that I think is a pretty good deal. And just factor in the buyer's premium, obviously, and also they do charge sales tax. So whatever your state sales tax is, factor that in, and then obviously shipping charges. So there are some incidental fees on top of everything. For me, it's about another 30% all in, 35%, you know, somewhere in that ballpark. It's very, very pricey once you kind of factor in taxes. So it's hard for me to get a good deal because my state sales taxes are so high. But we got no state income tax, so it all evens out, really. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. I picked out a pretty good assortment of items here, but by no means is this comprehensive. We have the Early Bird Certificate Package, AFA 80+. Really nice item there. That one's at $11.50 right now. Graded AFA 80+. Very nice high grade. Some early card backs. We got a 12-back C Chewbacca, graded AFA 75+, unpunched example. The weapon has come loose inside or off of his hand, but very, very nice example there. Two different Sand People I wanted to point out. This is a 20-back A graded AFA 85, and this is a punched example. What, you know, from my past experience, I feel like AFA 85s unpunched go for stupid money on Heritage, well above fair market value. But oftentimes 80s and 85s that are punched, sometimes you can sneak in there and get a pretty fair market value deal. Very rarely do they go below market, but it does happen. And you know, I'm sure there's going to be some, you know, in this auction that do the same thing. Here's an AFA 80+ Palatoy 12-back B Sand People. So two different nice Sand People there. This one's particularly nice with that Palatoy logo on there. Then we've got, you know, again, some more affordable items, and this is by no means the only one. I mean, there's a number of kind of lower grade items in this auction batch. Ungraded mint on cards. There's some lots of mint on cards. There's lots of loose graded examples. So maybe you can sneak in there and get a pretty good deal. Here's a yellowed 41-back E AFA 80 for the Jawa punched example. And here's a big one. This one is a Luke Gunner card, 77-back A, with just light yellowing. As you can see there, it's not hardly yellowed at all. And that's one of the things that does happen with that Luke Gunner card sometimes. The 77-back A's, they get really yellowed, horse pea yellow. This one is not. It's just got some very faint yellowing to it. And it is labeled as such on the AFA label. And I've got one that's coming up that is not, even though it's super nice. That one's already $11.50. I expect this one to go for big money. After the buyer's premium, it's already at $14.37. You can probably double that number pretty safely, I would think, to get this one. Maybe not. Maybe $2,500. But my gut says that you're not going to be getting a deal on that one. Here is a 21-back transition card, AFA 80 clear blister for Boba Fett. So that is a stunner. Card 80. Blister 75, figure 80. And so this one is a transition Empire Strikes Back card with the Secret Star Wars mail-away offer for Bosk. That is a beauty. That one's already at $1,300, $1,625 with the buyer's premium. That's a punched example, no price sticker. Now, shout out to Brett on Fett. I know that he is looking for all of the bounty hunters on the 48 back B or C. And he's always like, I'm never going to be able to find a Boba Fett because it's so expensive. Well, this one might be for you, Brett, because this one is an AFA 50 for Boba Fett on that card back. So you're probably not going to get any cheaper than this. And you can maybe argue that some alternative selling platform, you can get a better deal like eBay or maybe Hakes or something like that. But, you know, I would think that given everything else that's in this auction, and we've got a lot more to go through, maybe you get a deal, Brett. Maybe you get a deal. So it's only an AFA 50, but it is graded and certified that it's in mint and sealed box. And it's got 2 80 subscores. So card 80, figure 80. I would go, Brett, save your pennies. Get off of your conference calls at work, okay? No one cares about what you got to say at work. Go ahead and bid on this one. This one is a beauty. So September 15th. And yeah, 7 p.m. Central Time is when we're going to start seeing these things go live. So there you go. Next up, 77 back A for the Hoth Imperial Stormtrooper clear blister as well. AFA 80. Wow. That one is a beauty. 80, 85, 80. Semi-unpunched. You can see that the punch is starting to pull away a little bit at the top there. But man, that is a beauty. Got a Target price sticker. That one's at $270 before the premium. Here is an IG-88 on the 77 back A. It is yellowed. Card 80, blister 85, figure 75, which is weird. It looks like it's got some frosting. I think that might be what's going on there. Let's see if we can zoom in. Yeah, it looks like it's got frosting on him. IG-88 should know better. He's a robot. You can't go out in the Arctic tundra of Hoth looking for Han Solo and Princess Leia because you're going to get frostbite. And clearly he's got some frostbite going on there. So maybe that'll hold the price back a little bit. It's only at $105, $154 with the buyer's premium. But, you know, I can't see paying more than probably maybe $300 max for it. So it's labeled yellowed, which if it is yellowed, it's very faint. Yeah, it's just got very faint yellowing on that one. Next up, we've got a Palatoy Tri-Logo for Yoda, Brown Snake, obviously, AFA 75 plus. So there you go. That one's already at $600, $750. It's, you know, after you factor in taxes and everything, that seems like fair market value already. So I don't know if I'd be bidding on that one. That one seems a little high to me. And it's labeled clear blister, and Yoda is one of those ones that does tend to yellow sometimes. Mine's yellowed, I believe. See, that to me looks yellowed. That blister looks like it's starting to yellow there. So that's a common thing with Yoda. I don't know what it is. For some reason, Yoda always seems to yellow inside the blister. And Yak Face, too, sometimes. On to some Power of the Force. I didn't include any in this auction lot that I'm showing you, but in this session, there are some really nice Ewoks cards as well. But I did want to show you some awesome Power of the Force as well as a couple of droids figures. But there are some nice Ewoks figures as well for those of you looking for those. Here's an AFA yellowed 80 for Darth Vader on the Power of the Force card. We've got a Biker Scout unpunched, no price sticker. That one is AFA 75. And it's labeled yellow blister, but that's pretty clean. I mean, that's about as close to clear blister as you can get, other than one I'm going to show you in a second. Here's a yellowed blister Lando. This is graded CAS 80 plus. We have an EV99. This one is a yellowed, let's see. Yeah, yellowed 80 plus for EV99. But again, that blister is very clean. I mean, that's not a heavily yellowed blister at all. So, you know, bid accordingly. But, you know, to me, there's a premium associated with some of these Power of the Force where, yes, I know they're yellowed, but it doesn't look that yellowed. And we've got one more that I want to show you that's really nice coming up. Here's a Luke Poncho graded yellowed 85 by CAS. And then here's the A-Wing pilot. This is a yellowed 85 plus. So that's another beauty. It does have that Toys R Us price sticker. We've got the Han Solo and Carbonite graded yellowed 80 by CAS. And a Barada that is a CAS yellowed 85. Yoda is an AFA yellowed 75 plus. That one's always an expensive one, as you guys know. That one's already at $1,000. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you see that one creep closer to $2,000. AFA Yellowed 75 plus on that one. Here's the big one, though. This is a Luke Stormtrooper AFA 80. Now, it is yellow. It is yellowed slightly, but it's labeled on, on the AFA label, it's yellowed. It's labeled clear blister. I can't talk. God. So card 75, blister 85, figure 85 for an overall 80. But look how beautiful this blister is. Now, admittedly, it is yellowed, okay? So don't go crazy on it, even though I know it's going to go for stupid money. But you can see there clearly that it's got some yellowing to it. But that is about as clear blister as you can get. You can see the piece of tape holding in the coin there on the card back. But man, what a beautiful example. It is punched too. So that one's already at $2,100 or $2,625 after the buyer's premium. I would not be shocked to see this one approach $4,000. I mean, which would be crazy. I wouldn't pay that, but it is as close to clear blister as you're going to get. And, again, what we found, remember on that May Heritage session where items that were labeled clear blister were very clearly no longer clear blister. People were paying stupid premiums for them. I mean, just absolutely stupid premiums. So keep that in mind when you're bidding, all right? But that is a beauty. It's, again, labeled clear blister, but it's definitely not. And I'll do a follow-up video after these auctions in to see where this one ends up. I bet it goes for something stupid, like way above fair market value. I'm going to guess $4,000. That's my guess on that one. Some droids items before we wrap things up. We have a AFA 75 A-Wing pilot. That's always a tough one to find on the droids card back. So 75 grade there. And then finally, we got Tig From. Obviously, it's got the clear blister because this is made in Mexico along with Sice From. So those Lily Letty blisters are slightly different plastics and they tend to stay clear blister. But that's a beautiful AFA 80 example, unpunched. Very, very nice. That one's going to go for big money as well. Maybe you sneak in there and get that one for, sub $900. But I think there was one that I feel like Heritage had recently that was high grade that sold for below fair market value. So keep an eye on that one especially. I think you might get a good deal. The other weird thing about this one is that I was looking really closely at it. I could not find the little staff. He's got that little stupid 21B medical staff, and I don't see it. I mean, maybe it's just taped on the side of the blister and the angle of this photo doesn't show it. You can see the tape there, but I don't see the staff. And again, it's probably, just being reflected in this blister, but you almost want to, oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Never mind. I'm an idiot. It's right behind him. It's stuck behind him. It was just kind of like hidden in the shadows. So at first there, I thought it was packed in without it, but yeah, it's right behind the actual action figure on that left side there. So never mind. I'm an idiot. Anyway, good luck in this auction. It looks really nice. I'm not going to bid on anything, but I'll certainly cover the auction results maybe later this month. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll be back soon.